Apple Gift Card is a practical gift that unlocks a world of entertainment and fun. You can send it via email or give a physical card to your loved ones. Your friends and family can spend it on their favorite Apple services, including Apple subscriptions. Apple Gift Card can be used to buy all things Apple: products, accessories, apps, games, movies, TV shows, iCloud Plus, and more. Visit apple.com for details and to send Apple Gift Cards to your friends and family this holiday season.
Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. In today's episode, I will be talking on Drake Bell, Kanye West, Kim Kardashian, and I think that's about it. Those are going to be the only people I talk about today. But, because, yeah, I'm like, with both of those situations, I'm like, man, it's crazy. You know, a lot of crazy things is going on right now with them. But anyways, to start off with Drake Bell, let's talk on that man real quick. What is going on with him? I mean, bruh, this man, and I think that's, obviously, that's the reason why, like, Drake and Josh never had a reunion, and they had an iCarly reunion before they had a Drake and Josh reunion, because look at how Drake is acting. You can't add another Drake, like, he was the star of the show, so you can't do no Aunt Vivian thing. Aunt Vivian thing was only exclusive for Aunt Vivian. Like, it's happened before. I've seen it in shows before, but yeah, you can't really do that with that show and things. I guess maybe if it was an animation, maybe, or I don't know, maybe if it was just focused on Josh's life, and I don't know. Like, I do think that if they were to come out with a TV show where it was just focused on Josh's life, I do think that it would be successful. And like, I think it would be, but I just don't. And I don't know. I think that, and they're probably like, they've thought of it, but they're like, people would talk about, like, okay, well, where's Drake at? What would they do with Drake? You can't really write him off or be like, oh, he's out doing his own thing. Like, he had a big part in Drake and Josh. I mean, he was the co-star of the show and things. So, anyways, but yeah, I'm like, he really messed his career up. Besides what's going on with him now. So I guess the thing that came out with him today, and it's been trending all day, is that I guess he was endangering a child. And he has this old, like, the mugshot, honestly, it looks like when you're taking a picture for your key card at your job. Like, that's what the mugshot looks like. I'm like, bro, I don't know if that's a mugshot or a key card, like, situation. Like, what's up with that? Like, where did he... And people were saying, like, I think people were saying it was, like, out in Mexico. And then but now I've read online, it was, like, I guess it was in Ohio. I'm like, that's how Ohio mugshots look like? Dang, all right. Like, most mugshots, they look like that they're in a jail. This man looked like, he's about to clock in, but the manager said, hey, real quick, we got to take this photo for your key card and stuff, because we're going to print that out sometime this week. So, just, like, make sure you smile and you don't look all crazy and stuff. But anyways, but besides that, like, I think then that was another thing he said on Twitter, was that from now on he's going to just start speaking Spanish or something. And I'm like, I don't think he's Hispanic. Like, I don't know. Maybe he did one of them ancestry test things and found out he probably had like 2-3% of, like, some like Hispanic background in him or something. But I'm like, bruh, like, I think my third great grandmother was Indian. You don't hear me saying, like, oh, from now on, like, I'm gonna, just, like, I don't know, I'm not trying to say something that's going to sound rude or offensive or racist or anything, but overall, like, y'all got the picture, right? Like, I'm not going to be, change up who I am just because I found out that I have a little bit of a particular, bloodline in me. Like, that's, in your bloodline or whatever you got going on in your life shouldn't really change you or anything. So that's, I'm like, I don't understand where all of that came from. But yeah, it's, that's why it's like people are looking at him like he's crazy and making memes and jokes out of him and stuff. Because it's like, bruh, look at how you're carrying on. Like, my thing was, like, you was on, and I don't know, maybe because of him being a child actor, because you hear that a lot with child actors, like, they don't do so well after, like, their careers is done and over with. Like, even though they, like, when them, like, main things, like, end and stuff, like when you done reached your pinnacle and then and you're now declining, Like it can I guess it can be a little bit jacked up for you and stuff. So I'm guessing that's what it is, because I mean, what, man's been acting ever since he was yeah, I think he was a child and stuff. So it's messed up. It's really messed up that it's like that. That's why I'm like, bro, if I ever get, if I get my kids into acting, it's gonna be like for some YouTube stuff. Like I'm gonna make sure like I'm behind it. They have their childhood still going on. I'm not gonna be like, oh nah, you gotta like continue acting and all that. I'm watching AEW right now. This dude's really cleaning his shoes in the middle of the match. Like, bruh, they be really caring about shoes in this on AEW and stuff. They be wearing some heat. I think this does look like the Travis Scotts, but I don't know, they look like them, but maybe it's the shoelaces or something. Maybe they came with like multiple shoelaces. But anyways, regardless, I ain't got distracted. But yeah, Drake Bell, that man done lost it. That man has, I wouldn't say he's officially lost it. I mean, I feel like he's officially lost it some time ago. But yeah, he's lost it, and it's messed up that it's like that. Like I do wish and pray the best for him and things, but yeah, bro, it's like you gonna have to overall like change up your lifestyle and things, because I think even back years ago he was in the media eye, like, just overall doing some wild stuff. So yeah, I really do hope his career, does like, I think this is like a point in time where it's like, like down the road or in the future, it's like, he talks on this and he's just like, man, it's a very troubling time in my life, and he apologizes and stuff. Like, I think at the end of the day, it's like, that's the one thing that people be looking for today is an apology and stuff. Like, look, I'm like, I don't really care. It's like, I mean, like, yeah, I guess give us an explanation on what you had going on in your life, so I guess a picture can be, more clear and stuff, because I know people aren't going to go based off of what I said and be like, oh, yeah, I don't want people to go based off of what I said and be like, oh, yeah, like, that sounds about right. Like, nah, like, whatever you are dealing with in life, it's like, deal with that stuff, fix it, but don't let it, like, overpower you and stuff, and then next thing you know, you're living this crazy wild lifestyle and things, and there's no turning backs. So I mean, you can, but at the same time, like, it's gonna be a lot harder to turn back and try to get that life you used to have than to go into the wrong path. You go into the wrong path, it's so easy. It's like you're pretty much getting a piggyback ride off of, I don't know, Dash from The Incredibles, when you go into like wrong path or something. But then then like after that, like then when you try to turn back around and change your life, then it's like, okay, how can I do this? Like, because you're pretty much like, you're starting all over. You're learning how to walk when you're trying to take that path. And it's like, and some people might have an easier way of getting to the right spots in their life, and some people might have a harder way, but overall, it's like, regardless, you should be trying to overall fix your life and stuff. So, but anyways, yeah, I do hope and pray the best for him. I do hope that everything goes good for him, because it's like, bruh, you need it. That man needs all the prayers he can take. So may God be with him. But anyways, now let's talk on this Kim Kardashian and Kanye West situation. Now, I guess in recent news, Kim Kardashian opened up about her relationship or her marriage with Kanye, and how she overall feels like a failure. And here's the thing, she's not. She's not. Like, that's like the one thing in your life where it's like, okay, this ain't your first bad relationship, and it's like, not even to bring up old stuff, but it's like, I mean, Kim, like, look at your career. You had a tape of yours come out, and the guy that that was behind that tape, aka Ray J, that man still talks about that till this day. So I'm pretty sure that has some sort of effect on your career. But look at what you did throughout that time while he was out here making songs and doing all these other things, trying to get clout off of your name. You had started up like a successful cosmetic business. I think you was doing your thing with clothes. You definitely had the reality TV show Game on Lock. What other things was you doing? You built a franchise that is huge. Like, anybody, I'm telling you right now, if I found out that I was related to the Kardashians and stuff, I'm like, I would go to the courthouse and add Kardashian to my name. Because I'm saying, like, you guys, y'all have a successful foundation. So, I mean, like, I guess, and then what? after that, I don't really know like what happened like with any other relationships. But then she get married to a guy for like, what was it, like 3 months or something like that, or like 2.5 months. Like it was like, I think it was like 70 days where she was married to the guy. Then they ended up like divorcing after that time. And so yeah, there was that. And it's like, you still was successful, you still was doing your thing. So at the end of the day, with this relationship, it did end pretty bad. It was, I probably, it was at times dysfunctional. I don't know what was going on behind doors, but I wouldn't say that you was a failure. I'm talking as if she's hearing this episode. Highly doubt that she will, but I guess for those that have dealt with her situation and have been in her situation, if you're currently in her situation right now, you're not a failure. So you're not a failure because the relationship didn't work out well. It's like, you guys see this, you're gonna think of it, it's like, okay, like, if you don't like a certain food, right? It's like, you don't fail in the food life, or a food part of your life because you didn't like that food. Like, no, you move on to some other food, or I guess you keep going until you actually do like that food, or until things do work out for it and stuff. But I wouldn't necessarily say that, she's a failure. It's like, you didn't fail at nothing. It's like the relationship just ended badly. It's like, it happens with a lot of people. I don't know how many times I've like, not even like, just with anything really. It's like, stuff that ended badly for everybody. And there's at times where it's like, you gotta cut out people, but it seems like she comes from a very like, she might come up from a forgiving family. I don't really know. Like, I don't know them personally and stuff, but I would imagine that, like that they are forgiving. And it's like, you guys see it as this. Kanye is, that man, I wouldn't necessarily say he's down bad, but he's down. He's dealing with some stuff. And to like, really talk on his career and stuff, when you sit down and think about it, he got into this game, with a lot of people criticizing him, judging him. I think I remember hearing about his one song, Jesus Walks. People wasn't really feeling that song. That was one of his biggest songs and stuff. And it's actually one of my favorite songs of Kanye's. But he was being criticized for that. Like, he was just somebody that was like overall being criticized. And then I feel like the big thing that really went down in his career, and I have to say that even I will probably be in the same situation as him, but his mom had passed away. And I would imagine, like, if to anybody that's like close with their parent, mom, dad, whoever, or anybody, friend, family member, whoever it is, you're gonna get hit hard by that stuff. There's at times where I'm like, bro, there's people that I've never even met. There's the one music artist, XXXTentacion. I felt like I was down bad when he passed. So I can only imagine, like, it's somebody closer than him and they pass. Oh, I'm done. I think I remember I said that. I was all like, there was a time where I remember I had this dream about one of my friends. And it was a bad dream. It was a horrible dream. And this is a close friend of mine. And I was like, I never in my life want to have that dream again. I was like, man, it is horrible. That was like one of the worst nightmares I have to say I've had in recent times. But, and overall, I'm like, you can't get mad at this man or judge him for how, he acted. And it's like, well, look at his career. Look at his life. This man, you think about it, he didn't really have he didn't really start having a close relationship with his father until like the recent years and stuff. And I think it was like he did kind of talk on it a little bit with that Christian album that he came out with. Not that last Christian album, but that first one, I think. I don't know. But anyways, but yeah, it was like, I think he did kind of talk on it a little bit, where it was like, he just started becoming close with his father. So, having that, and then, your parent is not here, your mom is not here, and it's like, who can you really go to? Who can you really trust? And that was like the one person that you did trust, and that was the one person that you could go to. So, and I think even I remember it was like seeing a video on TikTok, and it was just like, after his mom passed and just seeing how he was at his shows. I remember there was one time I was like, that was like a concert or something I just can't forget, where it was like he couldn't perform. And it was like right after his mom passed away. And I was like, when you're out here still trying to build a career, and you're and it was just kind of like how I was talking on in the last episode, where it's like you're trying to have like balance out your business and your personal life. It's either one or the other. You can't balance out both. it might be possible and it might work out, but I have yet to see it. And I'm not saying because I haven't seen it that it doesn't exist. Like, you can't do that. I would imagine that you can. There's, just I haven't, read anything or read or watched any videos or anything where it's like people talked on that stuff. So at the end of the day, I don't know. I'm just like him pretty much in this situation. And to see when he was like on social media ranting and things, like, that wasn't, him just wanting to do that. That's because he was dealing with some stuff. He just didn't go out his way and just start going on a random rant and things. Like, nah, like, that man is dealing with some stuff. And you spend so much time with your business life, and then you get to your personal life, and it's like visiting a house that you haven't visited in years. Like, you're gonna be confused. You're gonna be, because you're not gonna remember everything's about it. So some things is gonna break. Some things, everything is just gonna be confusing and stuff. So yeah, I'm like, I overall see his life and see, all the things that he went through, and it's like originally it's like, with that media attention, I think we can all say like that media attention is not always good media attention. It's like that people be out there trying to get a rise or a reaction out of you, knowing who you are as a person. Because that first like time where he really got into it with the media was when he was walking and he hit his head on, like, I think it was like a sign or something, and people are just standing there, like, taking pictures and recording and all that stuff. And there's not even a person trying to ask him, like, is he good? Is he all right? And then it's like, at the time being, like, oh, haha, like, that's funny and stuff. But as the time progresses on, then you kind of realize, like, it's like, when you are, like, like, just, like, dealing with it, when you going through it and stuff, and then you got people out there just, being annoying, it's like, of course he's going to snap on you. And then even the time where he was at the airport, and the photographer just kept following him around, and he kept telling him, like, hey, look, stop following me. And this dude's still following him. And I'm like, that's the one thing that I really just hate about photographers, or not photographers, but the paparazzis, is that they don't know when to stop. They just, for some reason, just keep going and stuff. And it's like, look, I don't know what you got going on in your life, but obviously it's different from mine, okay? You can go out and do all these different things and record people and all of that, but I just want to be left alone. Like, can you at least understand that? Like, that's why it's like people, they need to more so, like, put themselves in other people's shoes so they can understand. Because it's like, when you don't, then of course you're not gonna, you're gonna be like, oh, they just, it's whatever, I don't care what they're saying, I'm gonna still keep on recording them and stuff and ask them questions that they don't really feel like answering and things. So yeah, it's like, when people don't want to be bothered, just let them be, don't bother them and stuff. But yeah, it was like, then he snapped on that paparazzi. Then there was a one time when a paparazzi showed up to his house, like, early hours of the morning. It was dark outside. I'm like, hey, yo, when it's dark outside, do not be at my house. When it's daytime, do not be at my house. Just don't be at my house regardless, okay? If I am out and about, okay, and you can approach me then. It's a public area. I don't care. But at the end of the day, if I'm in a situation where I just don't feel like talking, if I just don't, feel like being bothered, respect that. Because like me, I would be annoying with that stuff. Like, honestly, that's probably the one thing that I would do. It's like, if I don't feel like being bothered, I'll pull my phone out and start recording the photographer. Every time he asked me a question, he was just like, what's going on in today's scandal? I'm like, so what's going on with your scandal? He's like, I don't have a scandal. I'm like, I don't have a scandal. And then I just would mock the guy. I'm like, no, you're going to see how annoying it is when you're trying to do something and you can't. And I'm like, yeah, now you're going to have to go back. And that's going to be every single person when they deal with me. And I'm like, bro, and it's so annoying when you hear situations like that. Because it was just recently with that tennis player. She got fined and she dropped out of it, like that, the tennis, tournament or whatever it was, because she didn't want to talk to the paparazzis, or she didn't want to talk to the media. And I'm like, man, I'm telling you, people just don't have like no boundaries. They just don't have like no personal. It's funny how this past like year and stuff with this pandemic, we talked about like personal space and social distancing and stuff. Yet people still want to like be in your space. They don't want to distance themselves from you and stuff. So it's crazy. It's very crazy. But at the end of the day, though, like with the Kim and Kanye situation, like I said, she ain't failed nobody. It's, sometimes just a relationship can get dysfunctional, and overall, you just gotta deal with it. Just go back to the days of just, where it's, I don't, like, at the end of the day, I really don't know about her personal life and stuff, but you just gotta find that, like, happiness in you and things, and carry on and stuff. But I do hope and pray the best for her, Kanye, their family, everybody. I really do hope that things do get better for them and stuff. But anyways, yeah, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. If you're viewing this on YouTube, like, subscribe. If you're viewing this on podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe, however it's set up. Make sure you subscribe to one of my 32 YouTube channels. Follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitch at TMossBoss. Like my page on Facebook at TMossBoss fan page. And if you're purchasing any tickets from SeatGeek, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss. They'll knock $20 off your first purchase. So, and that being said, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.